Hello, this is Tom Cloud with an update on gold and silver for the second quarter, getting ready to start today for gold and silver. We think right now gold and silver have been money throughout history, going all the way back to the book of Genesis, second chapter, where we saw gold used as commerce in the garden. And we fast forward to that for the last 4,000 plus years, gold is still money. Anywhere in the world, you can recognize it, cash it, make it into an item you want to buy. You can do all these things with gold because it is money and it is real. And you can look at it and see what drives it. And all of a sudden, we've got the most drivers at the wheel for gold and silver that have ever been in the history. To see reasons to buy them and hold them as part of your portfolio. The first thing you think about are what's going on with the problems of the world. And then we're going to get to the punchline soon after. There, as we look at gold and silver as a hedge, it would include things that would affect the price. Things listed are recessions, the fall in value of the dollar, war going on right now all over the place, natural disasters. We're seeing those every week, it seems like. Hurricanes, earthquakes, rain, fire, all of it. Now, how does that get paid? How does it get refinanced? How do you go back to the way it was? And that's the answer that's affecting the biggest quarter jump we've seen in decades that ended yesterday. To see how much double digits for gold already in 3 months, while stocks are down. I mean, it's a huge difference. If you just had a small part in gold and silver compared to all of it in stocks, just think how much more you'd have this morning. It's a lot more, I can tell you, percentage-wise. But here's the thing, how do they finance? When you have a disaster, and the president calls for a natural disaster, and we print the money and give it. This is not the budget deficit. This isn't the 30-something trillion that is done where the government, we the people, pay that for to do that. But unfortunately, this money has to be created out of thin air. What happens when you put a lot more money into the economy? What happens? Prices go up. That prices go up because there's more money chasing goods and services. And that is the definition of inflation. If you ever look it up in the dictionary, it's the creation of money that leads to higher prices because you have more now available. So that's great for those that are buying the right thing. I mean, it's just going to keep going and going. What are you waiting on type situation? So anyway, just realize that when Congress says, hey, it's a giant hurricane in Florida, there's a giant fire in California, how are we going to get it back to where it is? It's going to be by printing money out of thin air and putting it into putting it in there, so, and being used by that. So that is that. Every day I talk to people that are not properly diversified. They hear about us or they know somebody knows us and do that. And it's just amazing as you look at what is properly diversified. I've always believed in 1976 when I started this company, I had a Bible logo on it that divides your wealth 7 or 8 ways because no man knows what disaster will come upon the land. That's Ecclesiastes 11:2. It's never changed. My thinking of it's never changed. It's been that way. So you're looking right now, being properly diversified. You should have more in stocks than you do in gold and silver because it's a lot bigger markets, but they also move the wrong way. But what I'm saying is you just don't put all your eggs in one basket. You should be increasing your gold and silver holdings as fast as you can because we've just barely seen the jump. Watch it here go from 2000, the year 2000 was $256, and now here we are at 3,100 and something. I mean, just think of the appreciation that gold's had and what you would have had if you'd have just had 5 or 10% of your assets in hard assets. So what is driving it beside the government printing money to make the government, work again? So what you have now is the new demand that started 3 years ago. We've talked about it, Basel III. We've talked about that conference in Basel, Switzerland that happens every year. But we paid special attention to it 2023, 24, and now 2025. The first year, Basel, in 2023, gold went up 10.8%, a double-digit return, incredible, one of the best investments out there. Next year, 2024, last year, about 24.8% in 1 year for your gold. 1 year, you go up that much, 28%. But listen, folks, the one that ended yesterday, the end of 2025, and now yesterday, we've seen another 13% in 3 months on there. So we've seen some incredible returns, and we're just getting started because central banks, through the Basel III agreement, can now own gold and count it as full value on their balance sheets. Not stocks, not bonds, not real estate. Gold. That's what it is. And just to think, I don't know the number right now, but the small percentage even of central banks that's bought gold is small. Just think when they pick up, how can they keep resisting pouring money into gold, which will lead to a new currency, devaluation of the dollar, and you that are sitting on gold are going to make a windfall profit. It's going to be a windfall profit. Is it going to be $6,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 an ounce? I'm not sure, but it's going to be substantial. I am sure. So you look at it, and you should be cost averaging in to this market because it's not going to always go up every year. There'll be years that may go down a little bit, but the trend is so strong, we may not have a down year until the currency is changed over. So here we are at Basel III. The central banks can now buy gold. 4 weeks ago today, in China, the China insurance industry came in and said, we are going to play the game that they're playing in Basel. We're going to let the big insurance companies own up to 1% of their capital in silver. Silver is incredible. Now we got gold and silver out there and these insurance companies, if you want to spend an hour or two, go look and read the size of these companies in China compared to the U.S. I mean, it's mind-boggling. And what do they know that you don't know? Why aren't you doing what you should be doing, diversifying, and be properly diversified by being spread out that we talked about? So just be ready, and every time, you don't buy and you go by and you say, oh, I should have. Oh, it's gone up now. It's through going up. I hear it every day. But even if I wasn't going to gold and silver, I'd be very careful about being in the stock and bond market right now. I'm not telling you to get out. That's not my place. And I still have some invested there. I've just cut my exposure down. And hopefully you'll do the same and get proportioned. So anyway, one of the questions that came in is about what I think about the gold-silver ratio, where it is now and where it's going. First of all, the ratio is taking the price of gold and dividing it by the price of silver. Right now today, it's 92-1. Gold is 92 times more valuable than silver. There are different beliefs where it should go or should be. One of the big ones is 50-1. It should go to 50-1, which would mean silver would go up a lot faster than gold if it's 50-1. And that came about back in 1980 when gold went to 800 an ounce and silver went to 1/50 of that So that was one people. Now the ones now are saying it really should be 32 to 1, going back to Nick Carter and that era, Jimmy Carter and Gerald Ford, and that ratio should be 36 to 1, which even gives silver further to go. That it's got a chance for a lot bigger hit from here, but it also carries more risk for volatility. Gold is an industrial metal. Gold is a financial metal. It's a money metal that everybody understands in the world. But for those that are dividing, we have a lot of people putting 2/3 of their metals money into gold and 1/3 into silver. Others are 50-50. The younger you are, the more aggressive you can be in making a big makeup and seeing that go. Some people think it's going to go to 16 for 16 to 1. But whatever it is, I think you're smart to get on the silver train and get on it early, because of the way that China does things. And I haven't seen it personally, but I was talking to a friend of mine that just shows trenches labeled for industrial demand for the year 2016, 17, 18, 19. In there, just trenched, the gold in the ground, covered with dirt, just waiting to be used for industrial uses in the future. You know, we got a lot of uses for silver out there. So you look at the panels, solar panels, the EV cars, and going on. Also, I'd like to mention now, for the ones that want to get a jump, sometime in not the too distant future, I will again give a buy signal in platinum that we had a 6-timer last time I did it. It went from 300 something to 2,000 an ounce. Right now it's right at 1,000. It's dropped 1,000 from the top, but looking at it on charts, this may be the big sleeper coming up. But if you want to be ahead of the curve, you can talk to my daughter, Catherine. She's the one that researched it for us. Trevor, I can answer your questions too, but she may be the best one for you to get. And it can be reached at 800-247-2812. And you can get Trip or Catherine or me through that. You can just leave us a message. Trip is doing an incredible job. We've done a huge increase in our IRA business. He's just done an outstanding job. He's been with us now 1.25 years since he graduated from college, and doing a great job. So, but if you need to transfer an IRA, he's the man. He knows. He's just doing an outstanding job on it. So that's a lot of what I want to talk about today. I think we got a lot of points made. There's going to be a lot. You got to keep your eyes open. Things are going to be going and coming. Markets going and coming. We're going to just see about everything you can imagine, even biblically. We look at all the things that are coming true, and we just sit and just wonder when the good Lord's coming to get us. I mean, it's exciting times to live in, and I hope we can give a little bit of help to you, a little bit of advice along the way. But that's pretty much it. So anyway, this is Tom Cloud signing out, and I look forward to you talking at our 800-247-2812 phone number. God bless you and have a nice day.